Hey everybody. What we're going to do today is a real short kind of an instructional video about speed day, and what you'll see in the speed day videos is the actual workouts but not the setup. So first thing that we're going to do is anchor the table down. I see a lot of you people hauling your table to the gym and working out on a lat pull machine or something like that, but when your tables aren't anchored, it's kind of amusing to watch because you're really limited by how much weight you can lift. So at my gym, I'm having a hard time with this camera here, so bear with me. So what you can see in my gym is I have normal cam over straps, just the normal kind that they got the little cam buckle there, and I got anchors in the wall. See that anchor right there? Oh baby. And then, so for me, it's a simple matter too. I just take this. Let me flip this over so I can see what you guys are seeing. It's just a simple matter for me to hook that strap around on there, and then with the cam buckle, makes it slick, I just tighten the strap down. Alright, we'll do that to both sides. Very simple. Just anchor the table down. This allows you to move the table quite rapidly, because what you'll see in a second is they're probably going to adjust the table a few times to get it right. So, table is strapped down, and let's see, this is, bear with me. Okay, so strap runs from the handle down to the wall, and I got two anchors there. You got, oh, I really should have cleaned my gym up before I did this video. So strap down. Now, you folks that are carrying your tables to a public gym, which is very impressive. But when you don't have your table anchored down, it's wobbling, so you can't lift a lot of weights because you're unstable. It'd be like arm wrestling, like standing on a skateboard. Ooh, arm wrestling on a skateboard. That should probably build some core stability. I invented it, so nobody else can do that until I invented it. But if you can't tie your table down, you can load up the table with 45-pound plates. And if you're a girl, or if you're like a lightweight person, 2 plates would probably be sufficient, even without the straps. So I'll take the strap off, but it almost certainly won't be enough for somebody bigger. But 4 plates would almost certainly be enough. 6 should be well more than you need. Because 2 plates is 90, 4 plates would be 180. I'm not putting 180. I don't have 180 pounds on the pulley machine, so 4 plates is probably plenty. 6. You put 6 plates on the table. Now you could lift Lachlan Adair and Ryan Bowen weights. But the rest of us in America and the rest of the world probably don't need it. So, table's anchored. Next thing, bands. Speed day is defined by bands. They overspeed the eccentrics, and they provide you the ability to, when you pull against bands, you will realize that they have give to them. Like when you're arm wrestling somebody, and if you're locked up tight on them, you'll find that if you bump into their arm or hit them a little bit, their arm has some give to it. Well, but if you're pulling dead weight, it's a brutal stop. That doesn't have it so much. The bands I use are just normal. I get these from Walmart. They're just these normal cargo straps. This brand that I found better, I don't know if you can see it, but it's stamped in there. It's called Hold-Zit. HOLD-ZIT. These have been the best bands I've found so far. Walmart started selling these. They're a little thinner. They got a funny shape to them. I don't know what the brand on this one is. I'm gonna have to get some magnifying glasses or a younger person here. Let me see if I can read them. I don't like these. These, they stretch slower, but they don't snap back as fast. It's like those old Stretch Armstrong toys when we were kids, where they would resist you pulling it apart, but it didn't snap back. Whereas these Hold It bands are pretty good. Anyways, to measure the stress of the bands, I know from experience that I pull the band about 15 inches when I'm trying to see, let me lower this camera again. I've done this before. Craig Andy Davis was supposed to be here helping me today, but he's out scouting locations for the first Excellence Not Victory feature-length film. So what I do is I just set up a little tape measure there. I'm going to pull that band to about 15 inches, and I'm going to measure what it reads on this scale. I know you guys all have digital crane scales and you're all high-tech and stuff. I have a scale that I used to use to weigh baby sheep with. And that's when we were living in Michigan, we were raising baby sheep, and you wanted to get the sheep to about 110 pounds by Easter. Now I'm going to pull this about 15 inches. I believe it's going to read somewhere in the 35 pound range, if I remember correctly. Let's see, that's 15, 25. I'm going to put, it's hard for me to read it when I'm bent down, but just so I can help see it, I'm going to put the Post-it note at 35 pounds. And then I can see if that scale comes down there, that indicator. So I'm going to pull this down to 15. And I think, well, we'll see in the camera. I think it's about 35 pounds. I've measured all my bands. They're not all exactly the same. They vary in weight. And I used to put tape against them so I could make sure I knew exactly what it was. But nowadays I don't so much worry about it. I'm using the same bands, so the next trick is, I'm just going to show you. So it's a standard, just a pulley system. Comes over a single pulley up to the red band. If you see, right near the top, I got an anchor in the ceiling there. So, whoops. Sorry, Jesus. Hutchins. That's embarrassing. All right. So all I do is hook the band on this hook, and then I need to adjust the cable I'm going to work with such that when the band is at zero tension, the strap's tight. Okay, so it's right here. So this is just a normal nylon strap. I buy a lot of these nylon ratcheting straps, and sometimes I just cut the buckles off of them. So you just loosen this up. I'm only aware of 2 knots you can tie in a flat strap. One's called the water knot, and it's used for tying 2 flat bands together, and the other one's the knot that you use if you ride horses and you cinch up a horse. I don't know what that's called, but you people who have horses will know. So all I'll do is I will pull the strap tight so the band's under zero tension. I'm gonna move this a little bit and see if I can show you how to tie that knot. So band's at zero tension but taut. The strap. So now I want to adjust. You can use chains, but chains clink and they're heavy, and it's just so much easier to do straps. So the strap goes overhand through the carabiner. It goes around in front, okay? Comes back through the carabiner, and it comes back up to the loop you made, just like if you were cinching a horse, a saddle on a horse. But you can, if you leave the loop like that, it becomes what they call a slippery knot. So then to untie it, you just pull this loop, you pull this strap, this end right here, it pulls that loop through, and that unties. If you need to adjust it, it's an easy knot to loosen, readjust it, retighten. It's very fast. When I'm just working out, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take this excess stuff, and I'm just wrapping it around here. I don't do it when I'm working out. I'm just doing it for today, just for the purposes of making this video, because I think all this loose strap is going to be distracting on video. Working out is, training for arm wrestling is not so hard. Training for arm wrestling on camera and making it look natural is a little bit more difficult. So all I'm doing is tying up that loose end. Boom. Like I said, put the band on it. It's tight. So then, the straps give you the ability to, if it's really a lot of hard force, you can bump into it, and the strap has some give to it, just like somebody's arm. It overspeeds the eccentric motion, and we're doing speed day. We're trying to do it at ballistic style. So as the weight's going backwards, we want to reverse into it and hit into it. That would be very hard if it was just dead weight. And the other thing is the bands seem to contract quicker than dead weight would. So that's one thing. So that spike in force is mass times acceleration. If you reverse the velocity of something, you know, if it's going backwards at 1 feet per second, and then you reverse it and go forwards at 1 feet per second, that's a high level acceleration, produces a lot of force during the acceleration part. So if you might have 50 pounds on the cable, accelerating it could spike it up to 75, 100 pounds. If you got 50 pounds on the cable and it's moving at a constant speed, you're only pulling 50 pounds. Anytime you accelerate it, it takes more than 50 pounds to make 50 pounds change speed. Anytime you take a weight and change its speed, which is what we learned is acceleration, it takes more force than the dead weight. The second thing we do, and all of this is explained on Louis Simmons' website. The other thing we do, which Louis Simmons talks about, is plyometrics, but we kind of combine it here. He makes it separate. Is we add a chain as a hard stop. Now you can use nylon straps as a hard stop, and this is so when you're doing a rep, when this chain gets tight, it brings everything to a sudden halt. This is the same chain we use when we're doing isometrics. You can use nylon straps as your stop, but you will feel a give to them. You will definitely feel you put 50 pounds of weight and hit it into a chain versus hitting into a nylon strap, you'll feel far less elbow pain when you hit it into a nylon strap than a chain. But we're not here to feel far less elbow pain. We are here to build world-class FU power, and that comes from rattling the chain. So, adjusting the chain, that to me looks like about 12 or 14 inches. So it's not the 15 inches we pulled the chain, but you'll see. All this is varying. Okay, so we got a band, we got a chain, which will bring it to a hard stop. The only thing we need now is a handle. What handle should we use today? I use the Travis Vagent strap. Let's just let's go. Let's just use the wrist wrench. I'm telling you, man, whoever invented the wrist wrench is probably as smart as the guy who invented the Egg McMuffin, because those are probably two of my favorite all-time inventions. So now you're going to see the beauty of those cam buckle straps. So we got our table locked in. Oh, this is something I got to do. when I first started doing bands, I tried to buy these really pretty bungee cord bands, really stretchy, but they're only like they're like a couple of pounds. It takes a bundle of them about that big to do any good. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook this band onto the table so that when we hook the wrist wrench up, I kind of really need Craig Andy Davis back here to do his damn job on the camera. I'm having a hard time doing all this myself. Alright, so I hook that up and then roll the wrist wrench up. And then this just gives me the ability to hold the handle. So what I can see is the table's too far away. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to move the table. Oh, I wish I would have put those plates on there. The nylon straps are so much easier. But I am telling you, you want to get serious about arm wrestling or any strength sport, you need a home gym. It's just so convenient when you don't have to go to a public place and you can set stuff up and you can put all your customized equipment in place and you never have to wait and you get to control the music and you can walk around with gallon water jugs if you want and you can slam the weights down. There's no but you don't get free Domino's pizza when you're coming to my home gym. So we got one band on, which we think is probably in the 20-30 pound range. I'm going to put the weight up something low. Now we're doing speed day with the table perpendicular to the line of force. And this is how, this is very popular. I see a lot of people doing this. I typically put the force parallel, so I pull peg to peg. But you got to do both. Especially on match day. You got to work lots of handles and lots of directions. So at speed day, we're not doing dead start, stop, dead starts. So load the handle up, get some band tension on it. You're going to hit into it until that chain stops, right? I had a brutal practice yesterday. I did squats today. I've napped 3 times, I'm a little sore. This is just a demonstration video. I've only got 20 pounds of weight on there and the 20-ish pounds of band tension. But once again, load it up, got some band tension, find the dead stop, hit. Okay, those were slow. You guys are saying, it's speed day. Westside calls it dynamic effort day. Everybody calls it speed day. I even changed the playlist from dynamic effort day to speed day. All right, you want to reverse the weight ballistically. You want to hit the hard stop as hard as you can without being scared, but you want to do the reversal as fast as you can. Hopefully this setup a little bit more warmed up. So you're gonna there you go. Sets and reps. Louis Simmons preaches sets of 3, but that's for the big power lifters. That's squatting, benching, and stuff. I'm usually doing 6 sets of 6 because it's arms and it's smaller muscle groups. Experiment. Tell me what works best for you. Either email us at excellencenotvictory@gmail.com. Better yet, send me an email, Dropbox me a video. We'll put it up. We'll analyze it. I think that's it. Thank you. Everybody subscribe. You too, Grandma.